Countdown.
Tahniah! Siaran langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia. Sebuah inisiatif e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Siaran langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good evening to all the teachers, parents and the wonderful students. Welcome to Pusat Tuisyen Academy YouTuber, a collaborative effort with e-didik Malaysia and Kelab Guru Malaysia. Bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. Before we proceed, let's begin our session with the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatihah. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. So how is everyone doing today? I hope all of you are in the best of health and ready for today's lesson. I'm Cikgu Zanaria from SMK Tunku Ampandura, will be your moderator for today. As everyone knows, with the current COVID-19 situation, schools and colleges are still closed. But we at Pusat Tuisyen Academy YouTuber will be still providing free online classes. Today alone, we have about 15 online classes, and our maths class is number 373. So students, take this opportunity to do your revision and set your reminder to join us every Saturday at 5 p.m. Okay, let me introduce our teacher for today's lesson. From SMK, Datuk Pengawal Timur, Pasir Gudang, Johor, Teacher Lieu Aileen or Teacher Aileen. Okay, since we are now live in Teacher Aileen's channel, please subscribe to show our support for Teacher Aileen. Subscribe now to show our support for Teacher Aileen. Okay, Teacher Aileen has been teaching for the past 26 years, and today she'll be sharing a lesson on analytic geometry. Her lesson will last approximately 1 hour, so be sure to follow the class up until the end. And together with us, we have Cikgu Mat Shannon, a chemistry lecturer from College Matrikulasi Pulau Pinang, Cikgu Shannon. And our teacher, Cikgu Mawar Hanifah from SMK Sultan Abu Bakar Kuantan. Cikgu Mawar is also a chemistry teacher. And of course, our dear teacher Im from College Tingkatan 6 Tapa. Okay. Our dear teacher Im from College Tingkatan 6 Tapa, who has been with us every week without fail. Okay. So before we begin, I would like to remind all of you to use appropriate profile picture and decent language if you wish to post comments. And please stay focused on the lesson and use the chat box or chat room wisely. You can write answers or question can be asked in the chat room, and Teacher Aileen will respond accordingly. As usual, the certificate link will be given at the end of the class. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome Teacher Aileen.
Okay, thank you very much to our moderator, Cikgu Zana. Hi everyone, I am Teacher Aileen. I hope everyone is fine. So today it is my turn here to conduct the class. Maybe I know some of you might miss Teacher Im, but don't worry, Teacher Im is still with us. So we just take turn. And next week will be Cikgu Zana's turn. Okay, actually, we are a group of pre-U teachers. We all work in a team and we work and support each other. So only that we are teaching in different institutions, like I'm from SMK Datuk Bangor Timur, teacher Im from Form 6 College, Cikgu Zana from Matriculation, and so on. So let me introduce my teammates now. Okay, here this is my mathematics teammates. First one, of course, you know, this is teacher Im. And then we have Cikgu Zana. So these are my mathematics teammates. Then we have the teammates for pre-U. We have biology. So these are my teammates for biology. We have Cikgu Faiza. We have Cikgu Naini, we have Cikgu Fatia. So the time for biology is at Sunday, every Sunday, 3:30. Okay, so this is the time for biology. For chemistry, we have Cikgu Shahnon, we have Cikgu Mawar, we have Teacher Tang, we have Cikgu Bibilau. So when you notice that the time of chemistry seems like same as mathematics, but this one is just for time being because the time for chemistry is we haven't fixed yet. So once the time for chemistry fixed, then we will let you know. All right. Then we have the team of accountant for matriculation. We have Madam Fizi and Cikgu Yati. So we collaborate. Okay, all our teachers here, we collaborate to produce many good videos to help our students. Here is the collection of the videos in the playlist. So you can find many videos here in the playlist. So you can follow the link. You click on the link here. So enter into the playlist here, so you can find many videos, good videos here. So you can see at the moment we have 240 videos here. So please come into here and find the video for your study. Hopefully these videos can help you. Okay, so after I introduce my teammates now, I think I can start the lesson. So today's lesson, I'm going to teach about the term 1 topic, one of the term 1 topic that is analytic geometry. Okay, so analytic geometry. So in analytic geometry, we have parabola, we have hyperbola, we have ellipse. Okay, so today I am going to focusing in ellipse. Okay, so I'm going to focus in ellipse. So first of all, for ellipse, so ellipse, first I'm going to show you some of the important part. Okay, I start from some of the important part of the ellipse first. Okay, before the important part, okay, ellipse, there are two kinds of ellipse. One is horizontal ellipse, another one is vertical ellipse. Okay, so you can see each of the ellipse, okay, has got two axes of symmetry. Two axes of symmetry. So you can see here, one is longer, the other one is shorter. Okay, so for the axis of symmetry that is longer, we name it as major axis. Okay, major axis. So we can see that for the horizontal ellipse, the major axis is parallel to x-axis. So parallel to x-axis means it is horizontally. So the ellipse with the major axis, horizontal straight line, we call it as horizontal ellipse. As for the vertical ellipse, the major axis is parallel to y-axis. Okay, when the straight line parallel to y-axis, so the straight line is a vertical straight line. So that's why for this kind of ellipse, we call it as vertical ellipse. All right, then followed by the shorter axis. The shorter axis, we call it as minor axis. Okay, so minor axis. So next, every ellipse has got two vertices. Okay, at the end here, two vertices. So one is on the left, one is on the right. The other one for vertical, one is on top, one is below. Okay, then after that, we have also two foci. Okay, foci. Foci is plural form for focus. Students always ask how to pronounce foci. Foci I pronounce as foci. Okay, foci is the UK pronunciation, and some of them will say, why not foresight? Foresight is a US pronunciation, so both are okay. All right, so next followed by a center. So center is the point where the intersection point between the major axis and minor axis. So we can see that, notice here, all the important points that are vertex, focus, or the center. Okay, all these points are on a very important axis that is major axis. All the focus, vertex, and center, they are on the major axis. Okay, so now next one, the final one, that is co-vertex. Co-vertex is the point on the minor axis. So these are the important points in ellipse. Okay, next I'll go to the equation of the ellipse. So equation of ellipse, in generally, this is the equation for any conic section. All right, so this equation can be a parabola, can be an ellipse, can be a hyperbola. So if you want to identify the ellipse section, you have to convert the general equation of the conic section into what we call it as standard form. Each of the conic section has got its own spatial standard form. Now for ellipse, the standard form is something look like this. Okay, so you notice that this is the standard form of equation of an ellipse. So first, okay, the x, okay, the term x must be power 2, the term y must be power 2. Then after that, this one in between here must be plus, then followed by on the right hand side of the equation is equal to 1. Then the denominator, they are the constant. Then another important thing is here, the number in front of x and y. Okay, it shouldn't have any number. Shouldn't have any number means the coefficient must be equal to 1. Okay, so this one you must take note when you want to identify an conic section using standard form. Okay, this is the standard form of the equation of an ellipse. Okay, now let's try. Okay, now if you are given here in this question, let's try. If you are given equation of general equation of conics, if the question asks you to show that it is an ellipse, yeah, this question already told you that this is an ellipse. But if you want to show this is an ellipse, you still need to change this general equation into the standard form of ellipse. Okay, so what do you do if you want to change the ellipse from general form into the standard form? Okay, first one is you need to group all the terms together. X term you group together, Y term group it together. Then as for constant, you shift it to the right hand side. Okay, then now you are going to do the completing the square. Okay, before doing completing the square, make sure one important thing is you have to make sure that the coefficient of the x squared must be equal to 1. So in this question, the coefficient of x squared is 4. So means before completing the square, you must factorize the 4. Okay, when we do the factorization, take out the 4, then you will get the terms x inside the brackets. Okay, for the term y, also the same thing. Okay, the coefficient of y squared must be equal to 1, so means you need to factorize the 9. So when you factorize the 9, so inside the brackets, you have this y term, y power 2, the coefficient is 1. So when you come to this step, means you are already ready to do the completing the square. Okay, when doing completing the square, okay, now we try doing completing the square for x term. Okay, if you do completing the square, so you should get something looks like this. Okay, something looks like this, where x in brackets, then power 2 is outside the brackets, minus. Then your job is try to find out what is the value of here and here. All right, so to find the value of this value inside the brackets here, it depends on the value of the coefficient of x. Okay, coefficient of x is -4 class. So many students, they always forget about the negative. If you want to take coefficient of x, remember you have to take together with the negative. So the coefficient of x should be -4. It is not 4. So this coefficient of x, we we divide with 2. Okay, -4 divide with 2. Always divide with 2. You cannot divide with some other number. So when -4 divide by 2, we get -2. So this is the number inside the brackets here. Then after that, this number, it depends on here. So to get this number, you have to use this number power 2. So 2 power 2, we get 4. So you notice that these three values are related to each other. Okay, related to each other, and it is depends on the coefficient of x here. Okay, so this value is very important. So when you come to here, we have done the completing the square for the x term. All right. So if you are still not clear, okay, now I'm going to repeat the same thing for the y term. Okay. So y term, when we carry out the completing the square, same thing, you will look like have this thing. Okay, y in brackets power 2 minus. So same thing, you have to find what is the value inside the brackets here, what is the value out here. So same thing, this value, it depends on the coefficient of y here. Okay, coefficient of y here. So in this case, coefficient of y here is +2. So coefficient of y here, you divide by 2. Every time you have to divide by 2. So +2 divided by 2, it is equal to +1. Okay, now you have got this one. Then as for this one, it depends on the number in the brackets here. So this number, you make it power 2. So 1 power 2 is equal to 1. So up to here, that's it. We have finished the completing the square. Okay. So after that, we don't want these square brackets. Okay, we don't want this square bracket. So what we do, we expand the 4. Okay, when we expand the 4, then 4 times the bracket, 4 times 4, 16. For y, also the same thing. Y times bracket, 1 times -1, we get -9. Then after that, we shift all the constant to the right hand side. Okay, so -16 plus 16, -9 plus 9. Then we simplify all the constant on the right hand side. Then now we come to here. So when we come to here, we almost done. We almost come to the standard form of ellipse, but there are still something you need to do. Here you see we have power 2 for x and y. We have plus, but we still have something that is the number on the right hand side. Okay, now I continue in the next slide. Okay, so this number on the right hand side should be equal to 1. Okay, so if you want to change this number into 1, so you divide all the terms with this number 16. Okay, term x divided by 16, term y divided by 16, and so on. Then after that, you simplify. So 16, 16 is 1, 4, and 16 you get 4. But you notice here, okay, 9 and 16, okay, 9 and 16, you cannot simplify. Okay, so when you come to here, you cannot say that this one is the standard form of ellipse. No, not yet, because here you still have got a number here. So according to just now I mentioned, this number here should be equal to 1. So if you want to make this number equal to 1, the 9, you better shift. Okay, you have to shift the 9 going down here. So when you shift the 9 going down here, it is equal to 16 over 9. Okay, we get 16 over 9. So when you come to this step, okay, we double check. So all the important part of the standard form of the ellipse, we have got it here. It is power 2. Here it is plus, it is 1, that is constant. So when you come to this step, then you can make conclusion that the equation just now is an ellipse. All right. So up to here, anything you want to ask? Is there anything you want to ask, class? Oh, class. Okay, if you have anything, you can write down your question at the chat session. So if you do not have anything, then I think I continue. All right. So what's so important? We need to change the general form of an conic section into the standard form. Okay, it is because if we change to the standard form, then from the standard form, we are able to find some of the very important thing. That is, we are able to find center of the ellipse. We can find the vertices of the ellipse. We can find the focus of the ellipse. Then after that, we can sketch the graph of the ellipse based on the standard form here. All right. So based on the standard form here, so now we are going to use this standard form, okay, to find the center, the vertices, focus, and so on. Okay, now let's go. All right, so okay, before we can start, okay, find the, let's say I want to find center. Okay, before this, remember the denominator of each term x and term y, you should change it to the power. Let's say 4, you should change it to 2 power 2. 16 over 9, you should change it to 4 over 3 power 2. Okay, so once you have done this one, okay, now we can get the center from this standard equation. Okay, to find the center you can find from here, the x term.
Excuse me, Teacher
Yes.
Eileen. There's a question here. A squared and B squared need to show by Hua Yong.
X
Hua
squared,
Yong, I think.
okay.
A squared and B
If
squared
the question
need to show.
asks for the standard form of the ellipse, you can simply write this one. Okay, 4, 16 over 9 is okay already. But if after that, when you continue, you want to find the center, you want to find the vertices, you want to find the core vertex, and so on, you need to change to square. Because later on, when you want to find vertices, we don't use 4. Instead of 4, we use 2. Okay, if the question just asks you to show the standard equation of ellipse, yes, you can write in 4, 16 over 9 only. All right, so if you want to furthermore calculation the vertex, you need to change to power 2 for your further calculation after this. Okay, so to find the center, okay, center you can get from here, the brackets here. So center is,
Okay.
yes.
Teacher Eileen, Destiva Sangari Ganesh. If 1 divided by 9, all should divide with 9 also, right?
So 9 is only for this one. Okay, only for the y. Okay, we shift the y down here. Okay, we change this number because 9 is not over here. We don't divide the 9 with all the terms here. 9 is only the coefficient for the 9. I mean, 9 is only the coefficient for y term only. Okay, we just shift it down here. All right, it is nothing to do with X. So it's only involve Y here only. Is that okay? So, okay, now to find the center. So to find the center is in the form of coordinate point. So coordinate point must have the X ordinate, Y ordinate. So X ordinate for the center, we get it from here. So we let X minus 2 equals 0. So means when we shift X minus 2 on the right hand side, so X it is equal to 2. And we let Y plus 1 equal to 0, so Y is negative 1. So means center is 2 and negative 1. We get from here. Center is 2 and negative 1. Okay, so next I should go to find the core vertex. Okay, but before you find the core vertex, because the ellipse has got two kind of ellipse. One is vertically, one is horizontally. The way to find the vertex for horizontal ellipse and vertical ellipse, they are different methods. So means before you can continue to find the vertex and core vertex, then you must know what is the shape. The shape, I mean, is what is that a horizontal ellipse or vertical ellipse? So to do this, what you should do, okay, first one, then you have to compare the values of the denominator here. Okay, compare the values of the denominator here. Then we always assign A with the greater value. Means A always take the greater value. So for example, we look at here. This is 2. This is 4 over 3. 2 compared with 4 over 3, 2 is greater. So A always take the greater number. Okay, A always take the greater number. Then the other one must be B. So B take 4 over 3. Okay, next step, we have to double check what is the position of A. What does it mean by the position? Okay, the position, if the position of A is the denominator of X term, okay, if A, now A is 2, the greater number. If the greater number is the denominator of X term, then we know that this ellipse is parallel with X axis. When the ellipse parallel with X axis, then that is horizontal ellipse here. Okay, now in case the greater number A is the denominator of Y term, in case, I say in case, then means the ellipse is parallel with Y axis. When parallel with Y axis, then the ellipse is a vertical ellipse. Okay, so now we look at this example. The greater number is 2. 2 is under the X term. So means in this case, the ellipse is a horizontal ellipse. Okay, parallel with X axis, horizontal ellipse. So once you have got, you know the shape of ellipse, then now you can continue to do the calculation, right? Okay, but before this, okay, I always tell my student that even though the shape of the graph, the question asks for the graph after you have got the core vertex, after you have got the foci and so on, then only the question asks you to sketch the graph. But I always told my friend, my students, that once you have got the shape of ellipse, once you have got the center, immediately you can start sketching the graph. You don't have to wait until the last minute you finish calculate all the information, then only you sketch the graph. Because my students, they're always okay, I'll waste my pen. My students, they always like to do this. Okay, after they have got the point, then only they plot the point. Then only they plot the point. Then after that, then only they join all the point. like this, then to get their ellipse. So we can find that if you do like that, the shape of the ellipse is not really looks like an ellipse. All right, so the ellipse is look like a broken ellipse. So now I advise the students here, you sketch the shape of the ellipse nicely first. Then after that, you put in all the information that you have. So at the moment, we have the center. So you plot the center inside here. And at the moment, we have A. So A is the distance from center to vertex. And at the moment, we have value of B. B is the distance from center to core vertex. So get ready all the information because at the moment you have this information. Then after that, then only continue to the further calculation. Because based on the diagram, you can see clear the situation. This will reduce you from the chances of making mistake.
Okay, Teacher Aileen. Teacher Aileen, I think it's time for the commercial break.
All right. See you later.
Semua sekolah ditutup hingga cuti akhir tahun 17
Okay.
Semua sekolah ditutup hingga cuti akhir tahun 17 Disember 2020. Anda tak cukup bahan? Tak ada rujukan? Tak faham? Anda nak tuition tapi PKP? Jangan risau, kami di Akademi YouTuber dengan kerjasama Kelab Guru Malaysia dan e-Didik Malaysia mengadakan kelas tuition online. Semua peringkat ada, semuanya secara percuma. Video PDPC pun ada. Apa ditunggu lagi? Layari www.academyyoutuber.com. Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber. Semua sekolah ditutup hingga cuti akhir tahun 17 Disember 2020.
Okay, Teacher Aileen, you're on.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we continue. So now we can ready to do the further calculation that is here. I'm going to calculate the vertices. Okay, so you know that vertices is these 2 points on the left and on the right. Okay, if you want to find the coordinates of vertices, always refer to center. So you know that the distance from center to vertex is 2 units. So to find the coordinate on the left hand side, you minus 2. To find the vertex on the right hand side, you plus 2. Now the problems is always the student make mistake here. The students always get confused. Okay, get confused which number to be plus 2, which number to be minus 2. 2 plus 2 or negative 1 plus 2. Okay, so in this case, I'm not very encourage students to memorize the formula. Okay, so you need to think in this case. So what you can do here, so I encourage my students. Okay, let's say you make your own diagram. Let's say you start from a point at origin. So let's say imagine if you want to shift the point from origin to the left hand side. So the coordinate will becomes negative 1, 0. Then if you want to shift again to the left hand side, so the coordinate becomes negative 2, 0. So you can see that when you shift the point to the left hand side, the value of y is always unchanged and the value of x change. So this will give you the hints that the value of x is always change, the y negative 1 don't change. So here means you know that to plus 2 to minus 2, you can use 2 to do the plus and minus. It is not 1. Okay, so 2 minus 2, 2 plus 2. Then when you simplify, then you will get the correct vertices. So once you have got the vertices, immediately please label it. Do not have to wait until the last step, then you label it. Because when you see from the diagram, then this will reduce the chances of yours to make mistake. All right, now next I'm going to find the cover text. Okay, now even though the question doesn't ask you to find the cover text sometimes, but if the question asks you to sketch the graph of the ellipse, I think it's better you know the coordinates point of the cover text. So if you know the coefficient, the coordinates of the cover text, then you will get the complete graph of ellipse. So even though the question doesn't ask, so I encourage my students to calculate the cover text. So if you want to calculate the cover text, same thing, you refer to the center. So the distance is 4/3, going up you plus, going down you minus. So same problem. Okay, if you want to plus or minus, which number to be plus, which number to be minus, 2 or -1. So same process, I encourage my student, you draw your own diagram. Okay, let's say you start from 0, 0. If you move up here, so your coordinate is 0, 1. You move up again, then your coordinate will become 0, 2. From here, you notice that the value of x is unchanged. So this one will give you the hints that 2, don't touch the 2 here. So if you want to plus and minus, you use negative. So negative minus 4/3, negative plus 4/3. Then when you simplify, then you get this one. Okay, so immediately after you have got the point, please label. Do not have to wait until the last minute. So now we have got the center, we have got A and B. Now I'm going to find the foci. Okay, if you want to find foci, we need the C. C, it is distance from center to focus. Okay, so if you want to find C, you cannot get the value of C from the equation, but you can calculate by using this formula. I always call this formula as formula ABC. Okay, when you use this formula ABC, you have to be very careful because we have another formula ABC that is plus. All right, which formula should be used? So you think like that. For the standard equation of ellipse, that is plus. Then the formula ABC, you use minus. Then you use the opposite sign. We have another formula for ABC that is plus. This ABC plus, we use it for hyperbola because the standard equation for hyperbola is minus. Then formula ABC, we use plus. We always use the opposite sign. Okay, so now we use the formula ABC minus. Okay, now we substitute the value of A and B here. All right, then we simplify. Then we get C power 2, then followed by C. So now C is square root of 20/3. Okay, every time when you come to a square root, make sure the square root is under simplest form. Simplest form means you cannot further simplify. But when we see that this one, square root of 20, you can still break the 20 into 4 times 5. Okay, under 4 times 5, square root of 4, without calculator, we know that square root of 4 is equal to 2. So means you can simplify into 2 square root of 5. Okay, even though 20, okay, so 20, please do not choose 2 times 10. Okay, because when you choose 2 times 10, without calculator, we do not know what is the value of square root of 2. Without calculator, we do not know what is the square root of 10. So you have to choose 4 times 5. Because without calculator, you know that the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so now after you have a C, now you can calculate the foci. So same thing, you want to find the foci, you have to refer back to the center. Okay, which number to be plus, which number to be minus, you refer to here. So you see that -1 is unchanged. So you know that you have to use 2 to plus and 2 to minus. All right, so when you come to here, okay, then you can see that for this one, you cannot further simplify anymore. Okay, that means you just leave your answer in this way. Please do not use the calculator to press, then give your answer in decimal form. No, please, you have to give your answer under exact form. This one we call it as exact form. So since this one you cannot do anything, so this is the exact form for the foci. So now you label these are the foci. Okay, until here we have already finished all the important point. So now we are going to draw the graph. Okay, when you come to here, you may say that, oh, I have already all the information. Then I show that, okay, this is my graph. No, actually, if you want to find the complete mark, you have to get full mark. You still need y-axis, x-axis. Okay, so you have to put in y-axis. To put in y-axis and x-axis, you have to analyze. Okay, you look at the coordinate point here. Okay, y-axis, we know that x is equal to 0. So where is x equal to 0? So when we look at the coordinate point here, now this is x equal to 0. So this is the point for x equal to 0. So y is a straight line, it is vertically. So you draw the vertical straight line, passes through this point. Okay, so label as y-axis. Then followed by x-axis. X-axis, you know that y is equal to 0. So where is y equal to 0? Okay, when you look at the coordinate point, this is y negative 1. Here it is y positive. So y equal to 0, definitely it is in between here. All right, so the x-axis, you draw a horizontal straight line. But one thing, the x-axis, you have to draw near to this point because the distance of 0 is nearer to 1/3 compared with negative 1. Please do not draw your x-axis near down here. It is not logic. So your graph must be logic. So your x-axis must be near to this 1/3. So when come to here, that's it. We have finished we have completed to answer the question. Okay, so up to here, do you have anything? Okay, so if you don't have, then I continue. All right, so next, the first example, you're given the general equation, so you do completing the square. But now you're not given the general equation, you're given the parametric equations. So when you're given the parametric equation, you cannot do completing the square. You are given parametric equation x and y separately in terms of the parameter theta. So your job is to get rid of this parameter. Okay, if you see sine and cos here, okay, means you can use the trigonometry identity, this one, to cancel off the parameter. When you cancel off the parameter, then you will go back to Cartesian equation. All right, so we start from the x. Okay, for the x equation, we rearrange the x equation, then you will get sine theta. For the y, you rearrange the equation, you got the cos theta. Okay, now you substitute the sine and cos into this equation. So now when you substitute, you can see that the parameter theta disappear. Okay, but when you see here, we almost come to the standard form of the the standard form of ellipse. Okay, means you see you have power 2, you have power 2, you have plus, you have 1. But the only thing is you have to write in the proper way of the standard form. That is, you separate the power 2 here. Okay, you separate the power 2 here. So when you separate the power 2, when we double check one more time, okay, so this is this equation meets all the condition of the ellipse, the standard form of ellipse. Okay, so now when you come to here, you can make conclusion that it is an ellipse. Of course, if you say you want to change this one becomes 4. Now, teacher, I can write this one using 4. I can write this one as 4, 4, 16. Yes, you can. You can write this one as 4, and you can write this one as 16. Okay, so now this one is when you're given the parametric equation, then finding the standard form. This question doesn't ask you to find the vertex, the center, and sketch the graph. Okay, now let's say now I want to test you. Okay, I want to test you. Okay, whether you understand what I told you just now or you pay attention or not. Okay, let's say, even though the question doesn't ask for the center or vertices and so on, let's say I'm going to see. Okay, let's say I want to ask from this center form of ellipse, what is the center? What is the center of this ellipse? Okay, someone, you can write your answer at the chat session. Okay, what is the center of this ellipse? Can give me some answer from this equation? What is the center? Class, you can write your answer at the chat session. Oh, I can see many of you give me the answer. Yes, very good. Many of you give me the correct answer. Yes, the center is 2, 5. Yes, correct. So 2, you get it from here. Okay, 2, you get it from here. You let x minus 2 equals 0. Then you shift negative 2 to the right hand side. X is 2. Y minus 5, let it equal to 0. So you shift negative 5 to the right hand side. So y is 5. Yes, good. Okay, next. Okay, before I continue, okay, let's say I want to ask, what is the shape? Can you tell me what is the shape? Shape that I mean is it a horizontal ellipse or is it a vertical ellipse? Can you give me? Show me your answer. You can write your answer in the chat. So if you want to find the shape, first thing is what? You have to compare the coefficient of, okay, you have to compare 2 and 4. Compare 2 and 4. Then you find that the greater value is 4. Okay, 4 is under y. So it is, yes, I can see many of you give me the correct answer. Good. It is a vertical ellipse. Okay, very good. So means that now before you further calculate, okay, now, okay, so you can sketch the diagram, okay, because by using the diagram you can see clear. You won't get, this one will reduce your chances to make mistake. Okay, so means since you have the vertical ellipse, okay, you have the center, just simply label. You know that A is 4, you know that B is 2. Okay, now I want to ask, okay, what is the, what it is? What are the vertices? Okay, you can give me one or you can give me both also can. So you can give me the answer. You can write the answer in the chat. Okay, what are the coordinates of vertices in this case? So vertices is the distance. This is the point of vertex. Okay, the distance of the center to the vertex is 4. Okay. Vertices means you give me the coordinates point. So the coordinates point of vertices. 2, 5 is the center. Vertices is somewhere here. This point. This point is vertex. The other point is vertex. All right, I can see. Yeah, I can see the correct answer from you. Okay, I can see Lee Yun Yi. Okay, good. Lee Yun Yi give me the correct answer. Yes, good. Very good, Lee Yun Yi. Okay, the vertices is 2, 1, and 2, 9. Okay, 1 because 5, you minus 4 going down. You use 5 to minus. Okay, 9 because you 5 plus 4. So very good. I can see many of you can answer the vertices. Okay, if next, okay, immediately you label the point. Don't wait for the next step. Okay, let's say I want to find what is core vertices. Core vertices is somewhere here. Okay, anybody can tell me the coordinate point for core vertices? You can write. You can give me the answer. Okay, so is here the distance from the center to the vertex. The distance is 2. Okay, so if you want to go to the left hand side, you minus. You go to the right hand side, it is plus. Okay, yeah, I can see some of you give me the correct answer. Yes, there are 0, 5, and 4, 5. Yes, correct. Very good. Okay, I can see Hua Yong, you give me the correct answer. Yes. I can see Leong On. I can see Yun Yi. Yes, very good. Good. Okay. Now, okay, listen, I don't want to calculate anymore. Okay. Now I want to sketch the graph. So I want to sketch the graph. Okay, now I want to complete the graph. Okay, complete the graph means I want to draw the y-axis. So remember, y-axis, the x value must be equal to 0. So y-axis is somewhere here. Okay, because x is equal to 0. X-axis, you know that y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0, you see 9. Y is 9, y is 5, y is 1. So definitely y equal to 0 is somewhere below here. So it is x-axis. So then you add in the coordinate for origin. So this will, you will get a complete graph. Okay, so this is, okay, so now, next, I'm going to another example. Okay, this example, for your first example and second example, you can use algebraic method to do the calculation. Using the completing the square, using the trigonometry identity to calculate using algebraic method. But this question, I think you are not able to use the algebraic method. You are not able to calculate. Okay, so what you should do is you can use plug-in method. Plug-in method, that is this one. So since this question, you are given the coordinate point, then find the equation of ellipse. Okay, find the, you know the standard form of ellipse. This is the standard form of ellipse. That's x power 2 and y power 2. Then this is plus, this is minus. Now your job is to find these empty spaces here. You have to fill in these empty spaces. And before this, you know that this number and this number is related to the center. Okay, and this denominator is related to the shape of the ellipse. Okay, so how do we answer? Okay, let's continue. Okay, since you are given so many coordinates points, so you simply plot the point. Okay, you cannot do any calculation except you plot all the points out. So now, first you plot the point 4, 5. Then you plot the second point for -1, then followed by the foci. Okay, for foci, if you don't see what is the value of 2 minus square root of 5, you can simply press the calculator. So when you press the calculator, 2 minus square root of 5 will come up with something -0 point something. Okay, -0 point something, so it is somewhere here. Okay, so for 2, yes.
Teacher Eileen, can you give this as homework for them?
As homework?
And then, yes, because we have only about 6 minutes left to wrap up.
Okay, later I will be very fast. Okay, yeah. So, okay, now we still short of center. So when you see all these important points, they are at the same axis. Okay, they are at the same axis. So we know that this one is the major axis. So when major axis is a straight line parallel to y-axis, so definitely this ellipse is vertical ellipse. Okay, so now from here, in order to find the equation of the ellipse, you need the center. So center is somewhere here. Okay, so to find the center, then I think I should go very fast. So to find the center, you see, the relationship between the center with the vertices here, okay, see from here, this is A, this is A. So you can see that the relationship between the center and the vertices means the center is the midpoint between these two vertices. So now you have got the coordinate point for these two vertices. So if you want to find the center, you simply calculate the midpoint. Okay, then that is the center. All right, so then if you want to find the equation other than center, you need an A. Okay, A is the distance from the center to vertices. So you have the coordinate point.
Okay, Teacher Eileen, I think time is against us. We have to wrap up, okay?
Yes, okay, now let me finish this one. So the A is 3, then C is the distance from focus to the center. Then if you want to find B, so you simply use the formula for ABC to find the B. So now you have the ABC already. Now you can plug in all the value that you have. So this is the center. So X, this is the coordinate X. This is the Y. Then as for this one is the vertical ellipse, the bigger value A should be under Y. Then the smaller value B should be under X. So then after that, you get the equation of the ellipse. So
Okay.
now that's all.
Okay, that's all. All right. Thank you very much, Teacher Eileen, for such a detailed and comprehensive lesson. Congratulations to the students who have followed our session from beginning till the end. Okay, the certificate link will be given. Cikgu Shannon, can you please give the link in the chat room? Okay. Please take note, okay, the link will end half an hour after this live. Make sure to use EDD email or EDD account. Incorrect email use will not be entertained. And if you do not have any email EDD account, you can apply using the link attached by Teacher Eileen just now. Okay, so once again, if you wish to get more information, go to www.academyyoutuber.com. So once again, I would like to thank Teacher Eileen for the interesting lesson. All the teachers who are with us today. Okay, we have a new one here, Cikgu Yun Tang, okay, chemistry teacher too. Okay, and also not forgetting the students, okay, the students for joining us today. And for your information, the certificate link is a token of appreciation for your dedication in joining us today. So please, if you find that the lesson was beneficial, please share to your friends on your social media. Spread the knowledge, spread the goodness. I think that's about all for now. Okay, see you again next week, same day, same time. Ingat hashtag
Tuisyen online percuma. Tuisyen online percuma. Layari www.academyyoutuber bagi mengikuti tuisyen online secara percuma. Prasekolah, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, semua ada di Akademi YouTuber. Rujuk jadual di laman sesawang www.academyyoutuber.com. Semoga masa terluang anak-anak anda diisi dengan sebaiknya. Tuisyen online percuma, mestilah Akademi YouTuber.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.